The ocean is full of spectacular wonders, from bustling coral reefs to the deep ocean waters. The ocean is a wonderful thing to behold, but the ocean has other things lurking beneath its surface. Underwater volcanoes, earthquakes, and submarine landslides can be responsible for a natural phenomenon which can cause massive damage to coastal areas. What is this natural phenomenon? It's the tsunami. But what exactly is a tsunami anyway? A tsunami, or seismic sea wave, is a result of the previously mentioned underwater disturbances, which disrupt the ocean from the floor all the way to the surface. This is unlike regular waves, which are caused by the wind and only reside on the ocean's surface. This floor-to-surface disruption displaces a huge amount of water, which can at maximum speeds travel even faster than 435 miles per hour through the open ocean, some reaching 500 miles per hour. Surprisingly to some, when tsunamis are at this stage, they're fairly unnoticeable, with their wave height being as low as 1.5 feet and having super long wavelengths of maybe 125 feet. But when a tsunami reaches shallow water, something called wave shoaling occurs. Even though there is less water for the tsunami to move through, it will continue to move forward. The huge amount of energy that is the tsunami is then compressed in the shallow water, which raises the height of the tsunami as it slows down. A tsunami will likely manifest as a gigantic, fast-moving surge of water that can be as high as 130 feet. Before a tsunami hits the shore, it's common for the water on the coast to quickly recede, which can be a deadly trick for people who think there's just an unusually low tide. If you ventured out to collect fish in the newly exposed subtidal area, you'll likely be drowned in just a few minutes by the rapidly approaching tsunami. Oftentimes, there will be more than one surge, with the first surge not always being the largest. A tsunami can level buildings, trees, anything in its path for up to a mile inland, causing massive damage. When the water recedes, it drags back with it loads of debris and even people. This is especially problematic in low-lying areas. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami resulted in the deaths of 227,898 people across South Asia. The most damaging tsunami closer to home, here in California, was the 1964 Crescent City tsunami, which killed 11 people and devastated the Northern California town of Crescent City. Californians may feel like they're not at risk from a tsunami, considering there's not been a major one in years, and 2/3 of the California coastline is protected from tsunamis by sloped beaches and cliffs. This is not necessarily true, though. Just because a tsunami has not happened in a while does not mean Californians are not at risk. They are. In fact, over 250,000 people in prominent Northern California areas like San Francisco, Crescent City, Santa Cruz, Alameda, Capitola, and Belvedere are all in areas that are perfect for tsunamis, and not to mention buildings and infrastructure worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Seen here is the predicted flooding of Santa Cruz if there were to be a major tsunami. So, as a Northern Californian, what should you do in the case of a tsunami? The first step is to protect yourself from an earthquake, if there is one, which is not unlikely in Northern California. You should follow the classic drop, cover, then hold on procedure if there's an earthquake. Second, evacuate. You should get to high ground at least 100 feet above sea level, or at least 1 mile from the shore, immediately. A 2-story house or even 3-story house is not high enough if it's at sea level. You will not be safe there. You absolutely cannot outrun a tsunami, so get going. Evacuation routes are often marked with a wave and an arrow pointing towards higher ground. Listen to any emergency alerts concerning the tsunami. If you are merely issued a tsunami warning, follow the same procedure, but be on the lookout for natural signs of a tsunami, such as a very sudden low tide. The smartest action you could take is to be prepared. Learn about tsunami risks if you're in a coastal area. Some communities will have things like maps that outline evacuation routes and safe zones. You should also make sure you are signed up for your community's warning system. Stay smart, alert, and safe.